right now. Today is the day that you choose to change the rest of your life. It is time to turn your setback into the greatest comeback story ever told, and nobody is more capable than you. This is the Ranting Weight Watcher podcast, the future #1 weight loss podcast in the world. I am your host, Donato Russo. I hope you enjoy the show today. If this is your first time here and you enjoy the show, please subscribe and spread the word of the Ranting Weight Watcher podcast wherever you are and to whomever will listen. If you'd like to connect on social media or wherever else, check out my Linktree page, Linktree/the Ranting Weight Watcher. Let's connect today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 210 of the Ranting Weight Watcher podcast. This is part 7 of the Redemption series. Let's get into this! Okay. Are you excited to be back? It's October in 2024 already. And we got the holidays coming up. So today I wanted to talk about the holidays, just everything in regards. We'll just hit up the holidays in general first, and then we'll get into something special I have planned for you guys. Is there anything you're looking forward to when it comes to like the holidays in general? What is it that you guys look forward to this time of year?
I just love the holidays in general. I'm a holiday person. I always feel like there's this holiday magic in the air. I like to get together with family and share like traditions that I've seen over the years from like grandmother and mom. And I really love the holidays and love to decorate, love music, just full on out.
I love my mom's cooking. It's one of my favorite things about the holidays because they're meals that I don't eat all year long, and it's just something I look forward to. And my family and friends and the decorating, but definitely the food. Definitely the food.
Similar to what everyone else has already shared, the time spent with family. I'm approaching a big birthday next month, so I'm kind of over the food thing. Like I've had enough of everything to last a lifetime. So I'm not so excited about the food thing, but I'm excited about spending time with family and friends and the decorations and the movies and other things. You know, I'm very excited about that.
I love the music during Christmas. We are a musical family and we enjoy Christmas songs, Christmas concerts. All the music of the season is so amazing. There are also books that we save to read during Christmas. There's one that we found is called When Christmas Came to Bethlehem. It's an old book. I think it's out of print. And it's the most incredible book. And we love it so much. And we only read it during Christmas. So to be able to slow down and to be able to just enjoy music with family and books, for me, that's extremely special.
I just love Christmas. The smells, the food is a big part of it because there's certain foods that we make every year that are Christmas traditions. And I love the decorating. I have a Christmas village that I add to each year, and pulling out the pieces from when I was a child and still adding to them. There's just so much memory that's in all of that every year that I get to decorate. And we make so many memories driving around, looking at the Christmas lights as often as we can. It's just a time for, yes, it's a busy time of year because there's a lot of get-togethers and stuff, but it's also a time to intentionally slow down. Just, it's a time of renewal, and that's why I like it.
I love all the holidays, but I like actually preparing for the holidays, the cooking, the listening to music while I do it, the baking, the decorating and preparing the house. There's nothing I don't like about the holidays.
I love the holidays. However, it has gotten to be a sad time for me. A lot of my family has passed away. I do see my son usually every Christmas, and he lives on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. And we are, building some traditions, but now it's more friends than it is family. So I'm grateful to have my misfits, is what I like to call us. We're all pieces of families. I still like to cook for my friends, and I love the preparing the business of it, and I love church and candlelight services. But I have to say, for the holidays, it has changed so much for me, and sometimes it is overwhelming, the sadness. Life goes on, it waits for no one. So you got to make the best of it, right?
Hi, everybody. I love Thanksgiving because it's about the food and the family, and there's like no pressure because there's no presents and all that stuff. And then the Friday after Thanksgiving is my favorite day of the year because we go to my niece's, and she lives on a ranch, and her husband goes out and picks all these greens, and she gets the wreaths at Costco, and she's got ribbons and greenery, and we decorate wreaths for the holidays for Christmas. And then Christmas I enjoy. We have Christmas Eve at our home with my husband's side and our kids. And then on Christmas Day, we go to my brother's for dinner for my side of the family. So we're just me and my brother and his kids, which are quite a few now. And then I look forward to New Year's when there's nothing.
I too. I love Thanksgiving. I love the meal, the food, and the opportunity we get to really reflect on thankfulness, that we get that chance and as a family to sit around and to just focus on those things. I love some traditions, annual trip to the city just to see some of the lights and displays and simple traditions. One of our traditions is Christmas Eve is our bigger celebration. And after dinner, my husband reads How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the book version, and then reads from Luke chapter 2 about the birth of Christ. Of course, the candlelight services are special, and just the hope that we can focus on again every year at Christmas, knowing that God is with us. And the music, the traditional Christmas carols, I love getting those out, and sometimes a few of us get together and actually sing like all 4 verses of all of those carols.
I feel like this time of year, people change in general. I mean, I know I change. I go a little crazy this time of year. People change. It's like for a brief moment in time, they all see each other as human rather than whatever label they have put on someone. For a brief time of year, it's not about politics. It's not about what race somebody is. It's not about all of the things that could possibly cause people to hate each other seems to be gone for a brief moment of the year. And people are concentrated on actually enjoying life. No, people who would not get along other than that, all of a sudden they're just, kind of like, let's be human for a while and show a side of themselves they wouldn't otherwise show because of whatever stigma life has told them to be offended by. It makes me happy to see that. Everybody's a lot more giving of grace this time of year. And I love to see that. That's my favorite part of Christmas. Is there any food in general that you're looking forward to? Is there anything you're terrified of? Let's just talk about all of it.
Okay. I absolutely love Christmas cookies. Like all Christmas meals, there's probably none that I don't like, but especially Christmas cookies. Like I really won't eat cookies that much unless it's holiday cookies. And then it's any type. I just love homemade Christmas cookies. I am afraid of regaining the weight that I lost this year. And I don't want to go back to the weight that I was last January, which is close to 18 pounds. That does scare me because I do want to have a balance. I still want to have some Christmas cookies. I don't want to go without any Christmas cookies this year, but I don't want to go crazy and I don't want to lose control. I want to have focus and be able to enjoy cookies, but also do my other goals like working out and eating reasonably.
One of the things that has really helped me, I've gotten better with saying I will probably have another opportunity to eat some of these Christmas cookies like in my lifetime. So I don't have to, like, even if I don't have to eat them all this year, that has really helped me. But we're going to be at my daughter's for a week, Thanksgiving week, but it's always challenging because my daughter has lots of healthy options, but she also has lots of unhealthy options there. And that makes me concerned.
I think I said earlier, like I'm reaching that 60 next month on the 22nd of November. And somewhere along the way, within the last couple of years, I came to the realization that I've had a lifetime of candy and it's just not needed anymore. Like it's not going to make me happier because I sat and had a Reese's peanut butter cup or, candy corns and all that stuff. I just don't think for me personally that is what brings me the joy. And I don't feel that it's something that's off limits or limited time only. That's all a gimmick to me personally. I feel that if I choose to have something, I'm going to savor it and have it and move on. I'm more excited about spending time with the family and all the things that's always been on the table, Southern cooking of the greens and the dressing and the turkey and the grit, all that's going to be there. It's always been there. I don't need to get all up and, caught up in the emotion of eating my face off just because it's a day on the calendar that says Thanksgiving. There's days that I need to live after that day occurs. And I'm okay with knowing that it's just food. It's not everything that I used to make it mean to me. It's not that important anymore. What's mostly important, and like I said again, reaching 60, it gives you a different perspective because the probability of me being here another 60 years is zip data none. But the probability of me being present and enjoying the people that are physically with me on those given days of the calendar that represent a holiday, that is much more important to me than anything that's laid on that table. Just being able to have a conversation with my mother and my father or my kids, my grandkids, that is so much more. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional, but that is so much more important to me than an apple pie or a pumpkin pie or a pecan. I don't give two rats. I want to see my folks. So it just sheds a different perspective. And I've been that girl that's, oh my God, it's going to be this to eat and it's going to be that to eat. And I'm going to eat my face off from, Thursday on Thanksgiving all the way to Sunday night and just have a real meltdown on Monday morning when I've gained 10 pounds. But as I've gotten older and the perspective has changed, it's not about that anymore. It's about having the gratitude of seeing that loved one sitting at that table with you one more year.
I'm learning that sometimes it's not about what you find in the holiday, but what you bring to the holiday. Because what I find is amazing food, happiness, all the Hallmark Channel images. But what I bring sometimes is relational stress, like family stress. For years, I didn't know what to do with that. And food was the answer. And then you kind of learn, how to cope and how to manage. Another thing that I bring sometimes is travel. Through the holiday, I don't travel every holiday, but at least one of them I do. And that I have to consider that when I'm navigating everything. And this year, my son's going to have surgery. So I'm going to be taking care of him. He's going to have surgery like 2 weeks before Christmas. So I'm already like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And I'm thinking through it, not as in like skill related, but how do you make everything work? So that's what I mean by sometimes it's not what you find in the holiday, because it's going to be beautiful, I'm sure, but I also want to be mindful of what I'm bringing and how I can make all of that work.
I have not graduated like Kathy has, and I love a peanut butter ball. I love anything to do with peanut butter and chocolate, a Reese cup, a peanut butter cup, a chocolate cake, a peanut butter cake. I love it all. And that's not the only thing I look forward to, but I usually go to a lot of parties and it is not navigated easily for me, but I want to do better. I think I just need to get away from the table. I know if I have guests come over, we just sit around the table. We're constantly around food. So I think I need to go to the other room and stay there. But usually that peanut butter ball is calling my name and he wins. And I don't want to not go to a party, right? I just, that's my thing. That's my kryptonite. I'm terrified of losing control, like Anne Marie said. It is, that fine line where you tiptoe in that forest and you eat 5 or 6, and then the next day you're back to wanting more and you have to fight it and fight it and fight it. And I guess I just learn really hard. I'm just hard headed. I repeat the same thing over and over. My Catholic confession is peanut butter balls.
There's two things that really seem to be a common trend with me during the holidays. And the first one is my immune system has always decided to take a nosedive right before Thanksgiving. It just hangs on, and November then follows track. I can look back at my tracker from last year during this time, and that does seem to be about when the only things that I could actually taste were salty things. And then the second thing is kind of like what Loretta said. I love my food, especially when lovely neighbors bring me over homemade goodies of fudge and divinity, and I love it. I have learned that I don't have to necessarily have it if it's something I make. I can give away every bit of it to my neighbors and be perfectly fine. But when one of them gives me some, no, I'm going to enjoy it. And sometimes that ends up enjoying it a little bit too much.
Once I start, sometimes it's hard to stop. So that's probably my biggest worry, because there's a lot of parties, a lot of festivities. I'm a nurse and I work, and everybody wants to give you cookies and candy, and you don't go into work without a million things to eat, especially during the holidays. I've learned that if I keep myself busy, and especially at work, like I'll be taking care of everybody else's patients. If mine don't need something, I'm just running and answering all the call lights just to keep me away from all the food. And I even do that at home. I keep myself busy so that I don't eat as much. I went down to my goal weight and then I gained back 10 pounds, and now I'm trying to lose that 10 pounds again. And I'm hoping I do it before Christmas. I don't know if I love food, and especially during the holidays. And the one thing I eat get during the holidays, I don't get any other time of the year, is eggnog. And I'll buy a little container of it, and I won't buy more than the one little container to make sure I don't overdo it.
So for me, I always think about it too much. And I've kind of worked out Thanksgiving Day because I know what's going to be there. And it's my husband's side of the family. But on Friday, it's my side of the family's cooking. And so not only is it leftovers from their Thanksgiving, but they also bring in Mexican food, which is really good for a Thanksgiving hangover. I'm nervous about that. And then with Christmas, I'm not really nervous about it. And the sweet, I've changed my eating since last year. The only thing is the stuffing and the gravy. That's the main things, I think. As far as the sweets and stuff, I might have a bite of something, but it's got to be really special. I'm just going to try to stay in the moment, not overthink anything. get myself all in a dither. And sometimes in the past, I've had to just go moment by moment and just white knuckle it, because we eat at 2 o'clock on Thanksgiving, but 7 o'clock rolls around, nice little turkey sandwich sounds pretty darn good. So I'm just going to I'm not going to worry about it, and I'm just going to go with the days and just be mindful, but not deprive myself, but not overeat like I would have in the past.
Sophie, you had mentioned loving your mother's cooking this time of year. Tell me, what is it that you do to counteract trying to stay on track?
A lot of working out prior to that day. So like that week, I'll plan it out because I know that it's coming and I enjoy it. And it's something that I want to eat because like I said, I do not eat this, all year round. She's a phenomenal cook. She makes amazing Greek dishes and it's something I do not want to say no to. It's something that I do want to eat. So I will dip into more 0 point foods or whoever's not on Weight Watchers, fruits, veggies, chicken breasts, those types of foods, and do a little more walking and working out that week when I know that this is coming up.
Anybody else have any ideas that you're going to do?
I try to plan my exercise, not so much to counteract, but I think mentally too is nice just to get out and walk and just kind of be in nature. So if I can afford even the day of like that afternoon to go for a walk, it's pretty amazing. But I like to plan because I'm often out of town, like for Thanksgiving. I just want to make sure it happens. And then same thing for Christmas. Like I like to plan the week and just to hit a certain number of workouts so that I don't feel like I'm missing that part of my life. I don't want to pause that because it's the holiday.
For me, I know that it starts with the alcohol. Once I have had 2 or 3 drinks, any plan that I had in mind is out the window, forgotten, or woohoo, it's not important anymore. I have repeated that over and over and over to the point that I cannot ignore it anymore. That's where it's got to start with me. And then maybe I can, stick to my plan. I am not confessing that I'm an alcoholic, but I am a good time. So I just know that that's got to be part of, not only my maturity, but my health concerns.
As you all know, I handle the holidays very differently than most people. The focus on the holiday is on the amount of work done, not on the amount of results on the scale. I have modeled the Mission Holiday Challenge after this same method because I would never ask you to do something that I am not doing myself. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is a 3-month challenge with 3 phases. Each phase spanning a month. Phase 1 is November. Phase 2 is December. Phase 3 is January. There are only 2 weigh-ins for the entirety of this challenge. The first weigh-in of the challenge comes the week of October 22nd through November 2nd. Whichever day of that week your weigh-in falls on, that is the weight you record for the beginning of this challenge. The only other weigh-in for this challenge happens the week of January 26th through February 1st. Again, whichever day your weigh-in falls on, that's the day you track the weight. There are no weigh-ins in between those 2 weeks. All 3 phases are focused on the amount of work you are putting in to deal with the holidays. There are a couple of things that all three phases have in common. I will go over those first. Regardless of what phase you are in, you will stay within your points, calories, macros, whichever one you're tracking, at a minimum of 5 days a week. The other thing the three phases have in common is assuming that you eat 3 times a day. And if you do eat 3 times a day, then 19 of 21 meals is tracked and weighed and measured. That is the same regardless of whatever phase you are in. Here is where they start to differ. Phase 1 is called the Gobble Hobble. It goes November 1st through November 30th. The mission in phase 1 is to accumulate as many steps as possible every day for the entire month. On December 1st, you will get a grand total of all of the steps you earned for the entire month of November, and you will celebrate that by posting it in the groups. Phase 2 is called Merry Miles. It spans from December 1st to December 31st. The mission of Phase 2 is to accumulate as many miles as possible for the entire month of December. The grand total of all of those miles is added up on January 1st, and you'll make a post about it in the groups. Phase 3 is called Rudiment Resolutions. It spans from January 1st to January 31st. The goal of this phase is to get back to basics. And your first step in getting back to basics is to analyze yourself. What have you not done well, and or what have you not done at all since the Christmas and New Year holidays? Whatever answers you come up with, they take immediate priority. So let's say you stop tracking. You're not tracking at all. You're tracking a little. You're not weighing and measuring at all. You're weighing and measuring some. They take immediate priority to get back to the 19 of 21 meals tracked and weighed and measured every week. You have the entire month of January to get yourself in order, to put everything back to a consistent level of work. On Thanksgiving Day, I want you guys to enjoy yourself. You earned it. Just remember, 5 out of 7 days, you're staying within those points and calories and macros. So if Thanksgiving is one of those days, there's only one other. I want you to enjoy Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Again, make sure you're within that 5-day minimum. So if you celebrate both days on both holidays, you're pretty much set. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, that's 2 days already out of that week. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, that's already 2 days out of that week. The goal of this entire challenge is to get you to focus on every other day besides the holidays themselves. We spend so much time concentrating on the one day. Thanksgiving is 1 day of 30 in the month of November. What's the difference if you get 1 day wrong versus the other 29? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, they are 2 days in each week in a month span. There are a whole lot of days to get right, but all we concentrate on is the 5 days that we can get it wrong. Concentrate on your work. Focus on making every other day of the month the best possible work you're ever going to do. And enjoy yourselves on the holiday. There is no reason you should be worried about the holidays if approached this way. And if all of the rules are followed the way I say that, when you get to the end of this on February 1st and you're looking back of this entire thing, you will be proud of the work you accomplished, and you won't even feel bad if the scale doesn't cooperate. There are a lot of variables in the holiday season, in that 3-month span. And you are concentrating solely on the work you put in to take care of yourself. I would wish you good luck, but you don't need it. You already have what it takes to do this. I believe in each and every one of you. Any comments about the challenge?
I just want to say that a nice reminder for everyone that one day, one celebration day, does not take away from all of your hard work all year. And that's the mindset piece of our journey, is that we tend to beat ourselves up. So I like what you're doing, Donato, is we're concentrating on those other days around the holidays. And that will build us up, and it will definitely build our mindset up as well.
So I want to tell you guys, because of the holidays and how busy everything's going to get, this is the last redemption group until February. So once the challenge begins and to the point where it ends, there will be no redemption group meetings. If you guys want to support each other, you'll use the redemption group on Facebook and you'll go from there. But the next time we all meet and have a part 8 of the redemption series, it's going to be February 2025. If anyone listening is interested in downloading a copy of the Mission Holiday Challenge, I have made it available in PDF format on my website, www.therantingweightwatcher.com. Go to the website, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see a bunch of PDF documents available to you for download. This one will be called the Mission Holiday Challenge. You can download a copy today. For the last few episodes, we have been doing positive affirmations at the end of every episode. I have really enjoyed you guys talking so positively about yourself and saying such positive things and speaking them into existence into your life. Now, we will do positive holiday affirmations. The rule for the end of this episode is that you will talk as if it's February 1st, 2025. And you will look back on the 3 months of the challenge. And you will positively declare what happened during those 3 months because you decided to take on the Mission Holiday Challenge.
I feel so good after this last 3 months. I haven't felt this good after a holiday in a long time. I learned a lot about myself, that I didn't have to get angst about eating on certain specific days at certain events because I had a goal around how I was going to do it. So I'm really grateful for all of that, and I'm grateful for how well I succeeded.
I enjoyed the holidays this season. I had a great Christmas, great birthday, and I have no regrets.
Wow, what a blast. 2024, amazing time. I got through a lot of social engagement, but what I'm most grateful for and proud of is that I did not lose sight of myself and my goals knowing that at the end of the day, the most important thing is my health. The food is going to be here this year, next year, and years to come, long after I'm long and gone. But I don't need to celebrate and find my joy in what I'm stuffing in my face. I chose to celebrate the people that were in my face and the time that I got to spend with them. And I actually lost about 5.6 pounds.
I can't believe I'm back on track and I actually lost the 10 pounds I wanted to lose.
I'm grateful that I had the courage to follow through with the challenge because it built my character. I was able to simplify my holiday by paying attention to what makes me better. I'm grateful for the reason for the season, for family, and for the health to enjoy it all.
I remember that it was not about what I ate, but about celebrating the birth of my Savior and being with loved ones. And no, I made choices that I do not regret because I set my mind on the finish line, and I ran and did not grow weary because I am a chosen daughter of the King, and where I was weak, He made me strong. I learned to develop self-control as a fruit of the Spirit with the help of the Lord. The boundaries I made set me free.
I enjoyed so many aspects of these holidays in addition to the food. I focused on the peace that comes from knowing Emmanuel, God with us. I accepted the holiday challenge and I met each one of those parts of that. I succeeded and I am very proud of myself.
It was a great way to end 2024. I kept my headspace strong. I enjoyed my mom's delicious cooking while enjoying time with my family. And I definitely did not cave into the fear of missing out in regards to sweets. I am physically stronger, I am mentally stronger, and I'm looking forward to 2025.
I've disappointed myself many times in this journey. This Mission Holiday Challenge was not one of those times. I did an amazing job. I executed exactly as I saw fit. I never feel intimidated anymore by the holiday season like I did when I first started this journey. It is because of my consistent life I am able to handle holidays every year when they come. This is just one of many, many more.
The holidays are very challenging for many, and I've seen individuals give up on themselves and they have never returned. And you did not do that.
I tell people all the time that they have the tools necessary, that they are enough, and nobody is more capable than they are. All of you stand as proof with how you handled the Mission Holiday Challenge.
I'm very proud of all of you.
I am proud of each and every one of you. What you accomplished is amazing in itself, and yet you will accomplish much greater than this. You had every opportunity to quit, and none of you ever did it.
You believed in yourself, you didn't give up on yourself, and you realized your value.
I promise you all, there is a method to my madness. And so if you're out there and you just heard this message today and you have all of the same worries about the holidays that are coming, just dare to take on the holiday challenge. Concentrate on the non-holidays, execute them as close to perfect as possible. And then on the holidays, just enjoy yourself. If you do this, the world will be yours. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all.